The Dream and Interpretation, Understanding Daniel Chapter 2. Welcome to this video where we'll be exploring one of the most intriguing and important chapters in the book of Daniel, Chapter 2. Chapter 2 begins with King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon having a troubling dream. He calls on his magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers to interpret the dream for him, but they were unable to do so. In his anger, the king orders the execution of all wise men in Babylon, including Daniel and his friends. When Daniel hears of this, he asks for time to interpret the king's dream. He and his friends pray to God for wisdom and understanding, and God reveals the dream to Daniel in a vision. Daniel then appears before the king and tells him that he not only knows what the dream was but also its interpretation. He describes the dream as a statue made of different materials, a head of gold, chest and arms of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet partly of iron and partly of clay. Daniel then reveals that the statue represents different kingdoms that will rise and fall. The head of gold represents Nebuchadnezzar's Babylonian Empire, while the other kingdoms are represented by the other materials. Finally, Daniel tells the king that a stone will come and strike the statue on its feet, destroying it completely. This stone will then become a great mountain, filling the whole earth. Upon hearing this interpretation, Nebuchadnezzar falls down before Daniel and acknowledges the God of Israel as the true God, elevating Daniel to a high position in his court. So what can we learn from this chapter of Daniel? Firstly, we see the power of prayer and faith in God. When faced with a seemingly impossible task, Daniel and his friends turn to God for wisdom and understanding. Secondly, we see the importance of interpreting dreams and visions correctly. Daniel was able to correctly interpret the king's dream, which had a significant impact on the future of the Babylonian Empire. Thirdly, we see the sovereignty of God over all kingdoms and nations. The different kingdoms represented in the dream all rise and fall according to God's plan. Finally, we see the power of God to destroy all worldly kingdoms and establish his own kingdom. The stone that destroys the statue and becomes a great mountain represents the eternal kingdom of God. In conclusion, Daniel chapter 2 is a powerful chapter that teaches us about the importance of prayer and faith, the interpretation of dreams and visions, the sovereignty of God, and the establishment of his eternal kingdom. May we seek God's wisdom and understanding in all areas of our lives and trust in his sovereignty over all things. Thank you for watching this video.